And
The Marvel game?
yeah. And
is that out?
Yeah, it came out Friday.
Oh shit.
And my Elgato for some reason was not wanting to work. I had to apparently the USB port that was into my computer wasn't plugged in all the way in the actual device. So it kept on black screen for me. Once I found that out, I'm like, okay, cool. And then I spent an hour trying to figure out the hell. Like, okay, how about if I finally just update OBS? How about if I update Streamlabs? Let me try this. I'm like, oh, fuck, do I gotta do the 720 method and just stream it to my computer? I was like, I'm not gonna do this shit.
Before.
But no, it's all right. It's like I said, it's XCOM.
Yeah.
So the way it works is that you get a hand of 5 cards, and they're constructed of decks of the characters you have in the battlefield. From what I'm gathering, I've only done the tutorial, but once I got the tutorial, you have the main character, your character, and you have. And it's very, very minimum character customization, which I'm okay with because I wasn't go full on customization, but it's actually very like little on what you actually get to change. So, and I have Blades, so now like I have my deck and I have Blades deck. So I assume what happens now when I go to battle, our decks will shuffle in together, get 5 cards, and the cards correspond to your attacks. So you only use 3 cards in a turn, and you build up hero points, and then certain cards require X amount of hero points, so then they'll expend resources from your hero points that you've kind of accumulated. My only problem with that is that unless there's an object to move to, your character won't move unless you're going to do an attack, and then they'll move if they have to move for that attack. If they're a range fighter, then they'll sit back and just shoot like normal. So it feels like it's less strategy than XCOM is, but it's a Marvel game, and I'm only in the beginning, so we'll see how it is as I get further into it.
What? Isn't that everything with Marvel though? It's just like half of what it should be.
Yes and no. Some Marvel games are really snap, and the other ones kind of fail. And me and Nick are playing the snap one. That's really good.
I played a little bit of that.
Do you like it?
Snap is fun.
Marvel poker.
By all accounts, by all accounts, all the Spider-Man games have been fire too.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like in the last 10 years.
Except for the Amazing Spider-Man games. Those games sucked ass.
They were all right, but they
weren't. Don't even try. Don't even try.
Actually, so when Amazing Spider-Man 1 came out, it was back when Xbox was doing their secretive achievements. They weren't secret, but they were
hidden achievements. Yeah,
it wasn't hidden achievements because it didn't give you any gamer score. It was like an extra achievement that gave you like this badge or reward for the game, and one of them was go to Stan Lee's comic book shop on his birthday. And like I was counting those days down, and I went there on his birthday, and it didn't give me the thing. I'm like, what's going on? This is the last of the like non-achievement achievements. And I looked into it. Apparently, there was a bug, and it counted the day before his birthday. So a lot of people didn't get the achievement for it, and Xbox doesn't do it anymore. So you can't get that award anymore because they step away from doing that because that was something they did on their own. It wasn't up to the developers to make the achievements. They made extra achievements for the games. Also, I got my gift box finally, so I'm trying to open this up really slowly.
Do you want to open the packs on cam?
Yeah, I've actually been recording this entire conversation. I felt like the start was pretty good. Oh yeah, what's going on? Welcome back to another exciting segment of We Talk About Shit. It's just what it is. Having a little fun, talk about the past locals, those games that weren't on camera, and maybe a little bit more stuff from here and there. Today,
or maybe some of the games that were on camera that are not going to be on camera, if you know what I'm saying. Shout out to Nick.
Well, that first round, I heard about this. So I got Jake. I got
Don't
Jimmy,
yell at me.
And I got Nick on us for today. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, y'all?
Man, I don't do intros anymore. Intros are so fucking whack.
Howdy.
What YouTuber does intros anymore?
I don't give a shit. I do
all
intros.
All the shitty ones.
That's
all the
fine.
Bad ones. All the duty ones.
All the ones that get the shit. Yeah.
All the ones that say racial slurs on live streams.
Yo, hang on now. What now?
You don't live stream, so it's okay.
So here's my sleeves. I got the Goku sleeve.
Is that the only sleeve that's in those?
Actually,
are there other sleeve options?
Actually, hang on. There might. Yeah, sorry, that is the only sleeves. Okay, but
okay, I thought I was going crazy because I've opened like 4 of those and I got the same sleeves every time. I was about to lose my damn mind.
But the Z deck is different. I got the Broly and the Gogeta one.
Oh, those are cool. It's like the Mag Collection art.
Because Jimmy, you got the Gohan one, right?
I in one I got the Golden Frieza Goku, and then the other I got the Gohan. And the Gohan ones are sick.
I actually got the card I kind of wanted, even if it doesn't work with the deck at all. So
hey, I got that one too.
That art is just so good.
It is fire.
I know. I just wish you could play it in the fucking deck. So for this week we're gonna have, from what I gathered from Jake, we will have not a Gotenks versus Gohan, because that apparently is getting scrapped.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been kind of taking a beating lately as far as posting things that are maybe not thoroughly checked as much as they should be.
So
is
what
the
happened,
way I'll
guys?
put
What
it.
happened?
It happens.
What happened, guys?
And I think I don't know. I don't want to speak for Bancroft, but I think going forward we're gonna try and like clean things up a little bit as far as like misplays in games and stuff goes. So, I guess we could just talk about it here.
Yeah.
But,
what was the misplay?
yeah,
What happened?
Nick.
What happened, Nick? Apparently it's
You
getting
want me to
point to
talk
you.
about it?
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
The Gohan rare, the blue one, I played it on 5 life instead of 4.
I didn't catch it. I just let him beat me to death with it. I didn't even notice. I had played it the turn prior.
Yeah. He was like, oh, he plays his? Okay. I guess that means it's over.
Yeah.
All right.
It was a pretty I mean, it was a rough game for me, but it let me really get kind of a handle on where the power level was with the blue Gotenks deck, and I was able to win the rest of my well, not the rest, I don't know. I was able to win the next round because I had a better handle on yeah.
Damn,
Where
Jake,
the
I
power
got
level
boiling
was.
shit.
Yeah, I know, right?
I will say, just so Nick doesn't feel too bad, I did misplay in my game on camera with the same Gohan deck, but with a different card. Mine was very, very small on the Vegeta Goku, the one that you play from your Z Energy. I forgot to discard a card off of playing its effect. Overall, I don't think it changed anything in the match. You can be the judge because we will be posting that one. But I did forget to discard a card. So I also misplayed. I understand where Nick is coming from because that deck has so much shit going on in it. And there's so many like cost on top of cost, and there's different ways to achieve or pay for those costs. Like it's a very difficult deck to wrap your head around, especially when you're,
Well, it wants to be aggro, so you kind of want to speed through most of your stuff. With most aggro decks, you want to swing real fast, hit hard. And like Jimmy was saying, a lot of it has a secondary cost that you normally don't see, especially in this right now. Like most cards text these days are to say your leader has to be a certain color or it's leader locked or a certain thing. Mm-hmm. But a lot of this stuff has to do other things, like you have to have a certain life total. You have to drop something from hand. Like there's just more to it than just swinging for the fences.
I find myself a lot of times when I'm... Oh, sorry, Nick.
It goes to show, like, even though you think you know a deck pretty well, like, it's always good just to take your time and make sure you're reading your cards
Nick,
and knowing exactly what you're doing before.
Nick, you might need to disconnect and we'll need to pull you back into chat in a second. You're getting super robotic on us.
That's the point. That's what I'm trying to do.
He's the robot.
So
it sounds like it might be clearing up.
My pulls real quick. Got one SR. It's the 8-drop. Goku Piccolo. The rest of it's just reverse holo. So, game 2 then was Sun Gohan versus
Android 17.
Android 17. Is this the Super 17 one, like the yellow one?
Super 17 yellow.
Yep.
And then we had Gotenks, which we have Gotenks versus was it Broly BR or is it Gogeta?
Green Gogeta, the new one.
As you guys
Veku
tell,
on the front, Gogeta on the back.
as you can tell, I wasn't there this past week. That's why I don't know this shit at all.
You don't know it anyway. You always ask the same questions.
Sure, that makes sense.
You know, I'm right.
So then I'll ask Jake, how was Gotenks? Like, without giving anything away about your last game, like, how was it playing? Because we haven't seen it yet to shop yet.
It is pretty similar to Blue Gohan in that it also runs the Piccolo Pan combo. I'm also running the Goku Vegeta that you put to the Z energy and discard to combo from the drop. Although the difference with Gotenks is you want to leave that card in the Z energy so you can continually proc its effect, so you can activate the effect on your leader. Your leader will, if you have a Goten and a Trunks in the combo area, you can pay 1 to draw a card and restand a Gotenks SH. So that can be your leader or the battle card, whichever one. I like to restand the leader because you get a 20k swing and its effects aren't once per turn. So you'll get to get plus 5k for the turn and draw a card. And then you can activate that card from the Z energy, drop 1, and then pay another energy to restand your leader, and you'll draw a card off that effect. And then you get to attack with your leader again. And it's a 25 this time, and you get to draw another card. So once you get set up in that way, you get a lot of really good pressure going just off of, really, you don't lose anything out of your hand doing that. It's just free pressure every turn for 2 energy.
It's something that's so obvious when I actually like read the card and think about it, but it's something I didn't think of until I was watching Jake play the deck. Where he restood his leader, I was like, what the fuck does that? And I was like, oh, the leader effect just restands the Gotenks. So like it's really dope, and like it's a lot of pressure for very little energy, and if you don't have anything else to do in that turn, just why not? Like it's fantastic. Me and Jake talked before the or during the event actually about how almost every blue card that has come out this set is almost worthy of being a staple. Like I think the Pan plus Piccolo Infiltrator should be run in most decks. Like it's nothing in it, it's leader locked, and it's just a fantastic card. The Vegeta Goku is fantastic in any deck that can facilitate it. If we want to talk about Nats in the top tables, there's a lot of Gamma.
Yeah.
And I think Gamma is abusing a lot of these new SH cards because, I mean, Gamma's eating good right now.
Yeah, that Blue Gohan, even though it's locked to an SH leader, they're 2 of the best blue leaders and 3 blue leaders that are somewhat being played right now are all SH. So all of those decks have access to that card, and it's really powerful in all the decks that it's usable in for different reasons. Like Gohan, you just want to get the card out of your hand so you can draw, and it's nice to play a battle card on your opponent's turn. In Gotenks, when you combo with it, you get to draw, and then if you're on your front side, and then you can pay 1 and play it. So you can leave an energy up if you're going first and kind of play the guessing game a little bit. And then in Gamma, you can use it at any point as long as you haven't picked up the 3 energy, and it's just a really solid floodgate, and it's not going to be super impactful on your energy economy in that deck, like overall throughout the game.
Yeah, well, in Gamma, you can't do it. You wouldn't be able to do it on the opponent's turn just to play the card. You'd have to play it on your turn. But even still, it's just a two cost floodgate that you set on your turn is enough to stop any big pressure deck, especially with decks that have removal like how Gamma does. Because hitting a floodgate where you have to bottom deck cards in order to swing and not having a board is huge. Like your opponent has to constantly play multiple cards and swing, and essentially they're removing their own cards for you. So it's you're doing just for the investment of your turn is awesome.
But if we want to talk a little bit about Nats, which is going on,
I was actually about to bring that up as well. So go on, Jimmy.
Big announcement that happened today is the digital version of the Dragon Ball card game.
Yeah,
which is huge. There's I think a lot of players are really going to enjoy this, and I have faith in Bandai to really make this game good.
Hey guys, did any of you guys see Fluff's comment on that on Facebook by any chance?
No.
I did not.
People, I'll have to pull it up if I remember for word. But people were like talking about like, oh my gosh, and Fluff's like, don't worry guys, it's Bandai. I'm sure they won't mess this up by any means. So we were talking about this earlier, and I kind of got to the point where like we needed to stop talking about it because I wanted to bring this up. I have so many questions, and I don't know how much information's out there when it comes to certain communities, but all we know is that it's coming out next year. We saw the video, which kind of shows some form of interaction. Not sure if that's just for flavor purposes or not. But for someone who has practically every card from sets 1 through 19 or 20, we're on
18? 19?
Set 19 just came out, right? Yeah. With everything else in the middle of it, what does that mean for those players? You know, like, are we going to just have to, if we want to move over to the digital content, repurchase this stuff? And that's where I'm getting kind of like I want to try this out, but like if I have to rebuy all this stuff, I'm good. And I feel like this is a great way of bringing players who have left the game back into it to a degree, and players who've always been interested in playing it but not really going out. I think it would be great for bringing those people in, but I don't know how well it will hold people who are currently going out to events who currently have cards and whatnot. And that's where I'm really curious about our interaction.
I think it's almost going to be like two separate player bases because me personally, I have the cardboard. I want to play with the cardboard that I have. I'm still going to go to the shop. That is going to be my main way of playing the game. And I'm definitely interested in picking up the digital one. And, I don't think I will go back and retroactively try to build decks that I've already played, that I will just only play future decks. Whether we get code cards in boxes or packs or whatever that like Pokemon does, or if we have to do it in a way of, playing the game to unlock, currency or crafting materials to craft cards, whatever way, because we know this is going to be some form of monetized game. I don't think this is going 100%. To be there's no way that this is just going to come out and it's going to be like, you guys just play with whatever card you want. This is going to be a monetized game. We're going to have to spend some sort of money on the game to play it at a high level, but I really hope that casual players and returning players can easily jump back into the game, and then hopefully maybe pick up a actual deck and then come to their locals to play as well. So I think there is nothing bad as long as the game is good to come out of.
Here's a question. Variant. Recently, I can't remember when it actually happened, but at some point, price per packs went up for all card games due to inflation and whatnot.
Printer costs.
Are the price on digital going to be the same thing as they are going to a physical store? Are they going to be the normal cost, or are they going to be cheaper because there's no printing involved on that as well? I do hope we do get something similar to Pokemon where we get a card that has a code for us to redeem. That way it kind of influences people who buy packs to still play digitally, kind of like try to... I think that's a great thing for Pokemon. Like
cross-pollinate between the two.
Because it kind of brings you into both realms. It's like, you're obviously playing it here. Here's a code. Try it out on our site, and maybe you'll spend more money there as well. But like...
So... I've got a few takes about this overall. I think that I played a lot of Hearthstone. Like, I was a beta player, spent money on the beta, had my collection reset, and spent money again on Hearthstone. Like, I was very invested in that game. And I played Magic Arena as well as Paper Magic. and I've played Master Duel. If there is an online card game that is a game I actually enjoy, I am all about it. I don't care if I also have paper. I do think they need to do something to facilitate people who have paper collections. And I think one thing Bandai really could do, and I'm not going to benefit from this because I'm not like the owner of this channel, but I think Bandai should supply content creators with like 100 packs, 200 packs, something when the game comes out to help push and get this thing going, especially if they could get things going on Twitch. I think that could be huge for the game. To Bancroft's point about cost and pack size, to me, that's my pain point for all of this. Packs in digital card games typically run about $2 to $3 and are usually like 5 to 10 cards. So the pack sizes is smaller, but they are priced more cheaply, and you usually get a pretty deep discount for buying in bulk. Like I know with Hearthstone, I think if you spend $50, it's like $1 a pack or something. Yeah. So I hope they go. Honestly, I hope they go more like the Master Duel route, where there are a lot of in-game quests to earn currency to buy cards. And additionally, you can earn currency by just playing the game, which is huge. And it's enough currency to actually be relevant. I also think something they could benefit from is theming the packs like the way Master Duel does, instead of just releasing facsimiles of all 19 sets that have come out. Have an Agents of Destruction pack, a GT pack, this kind of pack. And maybe it's not just cards that are in those decks, but in a theme where there are 4 or 5 decks kind of mixed together in the set. And through buying 1 or 2 sets specifically, you can build a deck.
To talk about, not to speculate too much, because the game literally was announced today. There's very limited information. We have no clue what it could be, other than we know it's going to be monetized and it's Dragon Ball Super digital version. Something that I would really like to see with the game, Jake kind of touched on it, with supporting content creators. And if they really want to get in with the community, you talked about streaming. If you want streamers to play your game, make Twitch drops, for watching the community. You also get the product. You get to try out the game. It's nothing on their end because it's a digital code. Give content creators digital codes to give to their community so more people can play it. And, the more people that play this game, the more likely they are to actually go out and buy the physical cardboard, because I'm certain that, they already have a money printer as it is with the physical card game. They are just going to be making so much more money with no overhead on the digital game. I think they need to go hard on this and really need to support it. Make sure that it goes crazy, because Dragon Ball is such a big IP that there are people that always walk by our tables at the shop and they're like, there's a Dragon Ball card game, and they just don't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're so interested in it, but they just have no clue that it exists.
I will reaffirm your point there. The game has to be good. It cannot be monetized aggressively. Yeah.
With that, real quick, I'm really curious about the interactions that are going to occur because of this. They're going to be so careful on how they word their cards. Like, I know these last couple of sets, I feel like they've done a good job. It may appear to be confusing, but I think they've done a really good job on like explaining. Search for this. It has to be this. If not, then this. With all those like elongated dashes and whatnot to kind of emphasize, characters or colors and energy costs. But we've seen so many interactions in the card game that it's like the card reads this way, but we play it this way, and because we play it this way, it's acceptable. Because, like, in my opinion, when I first read Swap, I always thought you had to play a card and then pick it up. But initially, it's like, oh, I've just failed to find a card, and then it got changed where you have to do that. My thing now is that, like, if they're making a digital version, those cards have to be programmed to work that said way. But if we're reading them this way in a physical manner, that may create kind of like a weird crossover intersection where it's like, oh, this is how it's intended, but I can't do it this way on this digital game, though.
I think what will happen is that every ruling in the digital game will be the official Bandai ruling, and it will change the way some cards work on paper.
I think if you look at the trial game that already exists in the App Store, I'm sure it's still there. I don't think they ever removed it. I haven't looked at it in forever. But that is a very, very good base. And once they get the logic for the cards and these rulings, I think it's going to be very easy for them just to throw stuff out there. They have to stick the landing is the problem. But I don't think we should speculate too much more because it is brand new. Jake?
The Bandai, we would love to beta test.
Yeah.
We would love beta access if you want people who play a ton of Dragon Ball to play even more and give you thoughts on how things are programmed and playing and working within the game. Please reach out to us.
Yeah.
Let us make a mistake so you don't have to.
Exactly. That's what we do.
Do we want to
We
talk about
literally just talked about it earlier in the video. We're good at making mistakes.
We are so good at it.
We do it so you don't have to.
do we want to talk about top tables at Nats right now?
What is it right now, actually?
A lot of blue. Lot of blue. So some surprising ones. I feel like everybody was expecting the Fox News red wave once again to attack the North American end, but it looks like is CNN in like some kind of pocket? I don't watch news. I just like making fun of Fox News. But it's just a lot of blue, a lot of Crimson Coup in here.
Yeah, I'm seeing it right now. And it's A21 that's up there as well.
Yeah.
What I'm reading this is from an hour ago.
Yes, this was I think this is the most recent update. This is round 8 top tables. I'm just going to go through it quickly. Crimson Coup versus Trunks Cheetah. Yellow is really strong right now. Crimson versus A21. Android 16 versus Sin. I'm assuming this is Red Sin. Crimson versus SS4. I'm assuming this is SS4 Gogeta. Gamma versus SS4. Crimson versus Trunks Cheetah once again. Crimson versus Beerus. I'm assuming Blue Beerus. And probably not the shitty one. SS4 versus Crimson. Damn, bro. Sin versus Pan, and then Gamma versus Sin. So a lot of red and blue. But
I ask obvious question quick. They put Crimson Goku once. Is that just implying the rest of Crimson Goku as well, or would it be one of the other Crimson decks?
I'm assuming that it's Crimson Goku.
Yeah.
That's what I've seen all day.
Are people trying to go back to that turn 2 Crimson Goku, or is there a different build that's been going around lately that I missed out on?
I would assume that it's the turn 2 variant that got popular a while back. They might be playing with some of the new blue staples, probably the Gohan rare in some way. I'm pretty sure that has to be in there.
I want to see the 21 deck. If anyone got that, please send it my way.
Yeah, dude, there's always like an Android 21 deck that's just floating around at all times.
It's round 8 tops. Come on.
Yeah. Like,
nobody knows how to play with summoning sickness.
That's actually a good point. Like, the summoning sickness is probably like one of the strong suits because a lot of players just don't play into a match expecting that.
Yeah, just don't do my mistake on camera where you accidentally counterplay a card and then that actually procs summoning sickness so then your opponent can play cards just fine.
Oof.
But blue is very very strong right now. I got a lot of really good toys to play with, and I was surprised to see as much blue as I'm seeing here.
Me too.
Like,
we haven't seen this in a while, haven't we? Like, it used to be blue used to be a pretty popular for a while, and then red kind of took back over, and now it's coming back into its place.
like we didn't like in our testing, we didn't do very much, but in our testing, Red Sin ended up being a little bit faster than Blue Gohan. And my assumption was that it was just gonna run away with the event because a lot of people would be playing Blue Gohan, so everyone would move to Red Sin, or the Red Sins would eat their way through the Gohan players and then be there. But it looks like everybody just went to Crimson Coup, which is a turn faster than Sin, and now Sin can't keep up, and there's only a couple struggling to hang on at top tables. Also, I'm really hoping for Gamma or one of the Trunks Vegeta players to pull it out, because everybody loves an anti-meta anti-hero, you know?
I mean, you are a Trunks Vegeta player, though, so.
Well, yeah. That's mainly the reason I want them to win, but
yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's cool seeing it, and it seems like from everything that I've heard, there's a significant amount of Crimson Goku players. So I don't know where they've been hiding for like the past like month and a half, or if the new set just really cracked the deck. I'd be really interested to see some of the lists, because I have not seen any of the lists just yet. I've seen some of the Gamma list, and the Gamma list are pretty much what you would expect from Gamma.
Nobody puts the real sauce on the table until the day of the competition.
Yeah, without going into too much detail, I came across an interesting page, and it's like, they were talking about like how we had like mediocre profiles. I'm like thinking, I don't feel like we would post the best of the best profiles out there. I don't think no one really posts the best of the best until after big events go by. Like, great, none of us went to a big event this time around, but like when we were going to TCG Con or Gen Con, we didn't showcase any things we were going to play at those events. We were showcasing other things at the shop. But like,
yeah, I mean,
no one's gonna post something that they think is good before the event, you know.
That is a.
No.
I feel like
real quick, the double advocates. It's sort of like, I still want to put good profiles out there, but like, if I have some sneaky tech that I want to hold off for an event, I want to hang on to that until after the event's over with.
And that is an open secret in every card game community. And I don't want to be like that guy, but it's kind of just part of it. Like, nobody is going to tell you how to beat them before they sit down when there is glory and cash on the line. Like, that's just not going to happen in any competitive event anywhere in the world. Like, didn't the New England Patriots get in trouble for videotaping other teams' practices one time? Like, I feel like Bill Belichick and them were in a little bit of hot water over that. And that's just practice. You know? Like, that's, nobody, like I said, nobody puts the real sauce on the table until the day of the barbecue competition.
At least we're not like some who mislead their audience.
I mean,
keeping up with the drama.
I guess you could say we do in a way, but no more.
Oh, I certainly do. I always like change half of my deck before I profile it, and I
no, you don't. You're like, let me finish my sideboard.
No, you forget 2 cards out of your deck. And
yeah. There will be an updated Gohan list. We didn't get it today. If you watched the previous Gohan list, if you were an astute viewer and counted the amount of cards in the list, I had 2 Shin Noble Supremacies that I was debating on putting in the list, and I had them sleeved, and I put them to the side, and somehow they got put into another deck box in my like deck binder thing. I have one of those shitty things from Game Jam. Not a shitty thing; it's actually fantastic. But I profiled the deck without those 2 cards, and then once I realized it, I told Bancroft, I was like, "Hey, 2 cards not in the deck. Might want to fix that." So those 2 cards were Shin Noble Supremacies. I have since taken those cards out, and I've just replaced them with better cards. So there is there will be an updated version of Gohan that is trim the fat off the deck and put some tech in that makes the deck run a lot smoother. God dang.
Yo, that was
My bad,
very
my bad,
squeaky.
my bad. That's my fault.
That ass Spartan.
Gotinks and Gogeta, I assume they weren't recorded.
No, we're gonna do the deck planet profiles for those later in the week.
So look forward to those. Look forward to the other videos we mentioned as well, which was Gotinks versus Gogeta and Gohan versus Super 17. That just sounds like an interesting matchup to me, or a very one-sided matchup. We'll see when we get to that video. And then I'll sprinkle whatever else. I'm thinking about making my Android 13 build this week as well.
Oh, that'll be fun.
I feel like I'm going to dedicate a lot of my time since I'm actually organizing all the cards tomorrow.
Oh wow.
So that's gonna be fun. Want to get back from the Lego store and whatnot. And then once I have
do you want to post a picture of your pool table before you organize it? Because I can already imagine this. I just want to give you a little glimpse into what it's like going to Bancroft's house.
Hang on, before you go any further, you all don't really see the true mess because I tend to clean up most of it unless I completely forgot. Because I do D&D on Mondays. That pool table is spotless on Mondays.
Oh my God. We will sit down at this table just to play some friendly games. Usually, like after the shop, we're just hanging out, want to play a little bit of Dragon Ball, and there'll just be towers of cards. And you can pick up any one tower and just be shuffling through it, and it's like, oh, there's a secret rare. Oh, there's a Broly secret rare. Oh,
all the secret rares are in one
absorption.
spot. Stop it.
Now they are. You could literally go there and pick up. It'll just be like a stack of commons and then a secret rare just sandwiched in the middle of it. And it's like, and Bancroft would be like, yeah, I put that there. Yeah, I know where that's at. I know where it's at.
Actually, it really frustrates me a lot of times when like Fluff will come over to build decks, and I'll look at the table like, you moved stacks around, didn't you? He's like, yeah. I'm like, shit. He's like, why? I'm like, well, that stack had that card, and that stack had this card, and that stack had that card. He's like, just organize the damn folders. I'm like, I will get to it eventually. So I think we're gonna organize them tomorrow. Actually, fun fact, my girlfriend's like, I'll organize them. I'll help you do it. I'm like, okay, cool, and I'll teach her how to play the card game in the process. So,
this could be an inspirational community tab post where you have the before picture and then the after, and just because I need to organize my stuff too. Like, it looks good, but there's stacks over here just off camera. Like, it's not as good as it could be. I need the inspiration.
no, that's the plan. I plan on. So I'll get everything out, including we have those long cardboard boxes, and we have a box for those boxes, and they're like good deck building cards.
Okay, I'm gonna. This is officially now the pick on our friend Tanner portion of the show. It's a new show. We're gonna have a jingle and everything, where I'm gonna tell a shitty story about Tanner.
Wait, is this the box card one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
So Tanner had what he called his idea box. It was just one of those white boxes, like Bancroft was saying, the good deck building ideas. And that's where he would throw all of his cards, and that was never really a big deal because he was pretty well organized. But if you don't know our good friend Tanner, he likes to spend a lot of money on cardboard. Now, when you spend a lot of money on cardboard, you're going to get expensive cardboard, and you want to play with that expensive cardboard. And when you have the ideas for things you want to do with that cardboard, you put it in the idea box. Now, here's the problem. Eventually, the idea box gets a little messy. And then when you have unsleeved expensive cardboard with cheap cardboard, and you just throw this in the back of your car and you just forget about it some days, and you slam on the brakes and it flips over and it goes crazy and all that. Then you get expensive secret rares bent in half over other cardboard.
This isn't the story I thought you were going to tell.
No, same. I thought you were talking about a different story.
Yeah.
There was a story I thought where he found a box of cards on the side of the road once.
Yes.
And they were
yes.
Yes, he texts the chat group and he's like, "Did anybody lose a box of cards?" And we're like, "No, like where'd you find it?" And he is like, "On Richmond Road."
He said that there was a box of cards just setting out in the middle of the road, and it's like, okay, like I think in his words he said it kind of looks like my box of cards. It's like, nobody else carries their cards like that. I guarantee you, it's yours. I want to know how it happened. Did it slide out of his window?
He never gave an explanation on like what he believes happened. He just came across the box like, and then made a connection. This was his box.
He had to have like set it on the back of the car and then pulled away and then seen it in the rear view and been like, "That's a long box of cards."
Because they were damaged, if I recall correctly. I want
to know if he did he just stop in the middle of the road and jump out and grab it?
It couldn't have been in like the middle of the road. Like this was like a main thoroughfare. Like, I mean, maybe, but there's no way, right? Like that makes it impossible.
Maybe we'll hit Tanner up one day, see if he remembers the story.
Yeah, maybe we'll bring him on here, and he can also tell the story about how he just gave me a victory strike because he couldn't be trusted with it.
Maybe he could defend himself a little too.
I think everything we're saying here is completely valid.
Can we talk about how he acquired that card?
I feel like he tells it better.
Yeah,
I feel like we
that's
need
his
to
story
have
to
him.
tell.
We need to have him on here to tell why he owned a victory strike and why it ended up in my possession for over 6 months.
Yeah. You know what? I think that's covering everything for right now. Thank you all for tuning in. Keep in mind, there's buttons down below. There's links. Click them. They're there for a reason. While we're wrapping this up, I'll let one of them do it. We'll see what happens.
I can't wait until Bancroft's girlfriend is like, hey, like, because you guys organize cards by like set and like number and everything. I can't wait until she's just like, hey, like, what does this card go in? And Bancroft's like, ah, shit, I didn't know we owned a victory strike. Like, damn, all right. And he's gonna slip it in there. And it's
what?
This joke was going somewhere until Bancroft made that face.
He just saw it.
I know I have a victory strike. We still have the Apex card. We have Awakened Power.
It was going somewhere. It was gonna go somewhere where it's like buy my fucking Awaken or my fucking Apex. Because I'm tired of looking at it, and I just want to move it because I keep wanting to keep it, but I know I need to get rid of it.
Actually, to end this off, actually, she asked me what cards I don't like. What card is there that I want that I don't have? And
oh no.
And I was like, we pretty much have every card, but there's like 3 secrets we don't have. And I was like, but one's stupid expensive, one's expensive, and one's super cheap. And she's like, okay, which ones are they? I'm like, all right, just type in Apex real quick. She's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I told you it's stupid expensive. And then Vermilion Sands is the other one. And then I was like, oh yeah, then there's that Swap 8 Goku card.
Goku Jr.?
Yeah.
Should I? Oh my god, there's a story about that card we need to have Tanner here for.
Yeah, he needs to come on the show.
Maybe one day I'll tell my story about my Supreme Kai brainwashed.
Oh.
Maybe I'll tell that story too.
Well, you told that story in your deck profile.
Well, there's another story on top of that. That card has me and that card have a extensive history.
Fair enough.
That's something to call it.
Nick, you still alive?